India, and the spend on interiors is $20 billion annually.
The pioneers.
We took about 3 years to become number one, and since then we've never looked back.
Using technology, they have innovated and scaled up all the way to the top. Get inspired by India's startup stories.
The Indian real estate market has the potential to double the current stock of 1.5 million houses in key cities by 2030. And everyone wants their home to be unique. The dream of a well-designed home is not just the pursuit of the wealthy.
It is the entire aspect of the aspiration. The new India that we are in. The middle class has exploded, yes, but their aspirations have grown geometrically. Where do the aspirations come from? They travel. Their jobs require them to travel domestically and internationally. They see their international peers and how they live, what their lifestyle is, and they want to be able to reach that level.
The great Indian middle class is looking at widening not just their perspective but their homes too, to give their four walls a unique identity of its own. But getting your house done is not as easy as it seems. From chasing carpenters to finding the right material and going to unorganized furniture markets only to get more confused. All of this while juggling the needs of the family and office can be truly stressful. DesignCafe opened doors in Bangalore in 2015 with a plan to offer designer home interiors to the middle class. The company offers concept to complete interior solutions, making the experience of designing and owning a home from the modern to the ethnic a possibility for the aspirational Indian. With a team of young creative designers and a custom-built software to back them, the company has democratized design by making stylish homes a smart, affordable and hassle-free journey for their customers. Meet Geeta Ramanan, the vivacious architect with a keen eye for detail. She is the co-founder and the designer at work. Shehzan Bhojani, co-founder and the business maverick. He is the ambitious architect and the mastermind.
We actually met way back in college and both of us studied architecture together. So that's the beginning of almost a 20-year journey together.
You studied eye hockey.
Yes, that's where we started out.
One day in the paper there was an ad asking for architects to participate in a competition to design this 800 apartment project.
Yeah. Shehzan expected to win.
I expected to win. Geeta had a hope, and we won. We said, "Wow, what do we do now?"
6 years after graduating, they cemented their professional relationship into a lifetime partnership. And soon after, started their first venture, DesignCafe, an online marketplace selling luxury furniture which failed miserably.
We wanted to do something bigger and put up an amateurish website, put some money, I think $1.5 lakh of our own money and 6 lakhs that we borrowed from somebody else. We had 6 sales on the first day, all from family and friends. I think 2 people bought apart from my family and our friends. We were very excited, but 2 customers are not enough to keep us going, and 6 months after it was launched, it unceremoniously shut down. DesignCafe was a disaster.
The couple's career took off with them designing plush hotel projects and big budget homes. But they were missing something.
All of the skills we had, all of the actual knowledge we had was reaching fewer and fewer people. And I was thinking to myself, is this what I signed up to be a designer for, right? Am I only going to be doing these celebrity homes that are featured out there? I need to find a way where I can actually use all of this knowledge I have and spread it across to a much larger volume of people who will actually think, man, I didn't know you could do homes like this.
In 2015, they decided to put all their design and business knowledge into creating affordable interior solutions and started DesignCafe.
The fact that builders are building modular apartments meant we could build a business where the back end was modular, and me being a designer, loving everything about design, that you should still be able to find a way where the front end was customized. So I was focused on the design and marketing of it. Shazan did sales and the operations of actually producing it in the beginning.
Kanwaljit Singh, the soft-spoken Bangalore-based venture capitalist, the man with the magic touch, known to have mentored successful consumer brand-oriented entrepreneurial ideas.
So I met Geeta and Shazan through a common friend. And to be honest, I didn't really know much about the space. So I still ended up meeting them, and they showed me a presentation of what they were trying to achieve. So honestly, to me, the passion that they brought, the ability to almost understand what this consumer is looking for, and the ability to build a great business, everything was a tick mark for me. I pretty much decided that I wanted to invest in the company.
We weren't looking for a lot of money, but we knew we wanted that kind of support, and we went after it. We had a game plan and it worked.
6 months on and DesignCafe was rolling, doing up client homes for budgets as small as 5 to 10 lakhs across Bengaluru.
In a sub 10 lakh kind of budget could actually get designer homes, which meant they could get a home that was designed for them. From when they come in with their requirements, how we design it, how the material, what is the material that goes into it, how is it manufactured, and then how is it installed at the end of the day, we were adding value across the entire value chain. And that is what we truly wanted to deliver.
You see that earlier to get a home done, you'd have to get a contractor separately, a designer separately, visit 4-5 different points of interest. So it's quite painful. So come to us, come to one place, and we'll ensure that we take care of all your stuff at one point. So anything that a customer needs, we take care of one point of contact, no stress for them.
They knew they could scale up faster if they could show clients what they could offer, and opened their first experience center in Whitefield, followed by another one on MG Road in Bengaluru.
Back in 2016, there wasn't an experience center of this sort. I think the closest we saw was when we went to IKEA, and we saw where, yes, it was still a showroom, it was still products you could buy, but they had set it up where you could actually understand how a room would look and how different spaces would come together in design.
The experience center was a game changer. The number of projects per month doubled. The DesignCafe team knew they had hit the right formula.
जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. It's a large buy, right? It's a 5 lakh upward buy, and you're not really going to buy it without touching it, feeling it.
The DesignCafe experience is straightforward. Customers come with an idea of what they want. The team at DesignCafe expands their artistic horizons to fit the customer's budget. The house is then measured and scaled drawings are made with the proposed design. After a final sign-off, work begins on making the design a reality with the promise to deliver within 60 days. DesignCafe has clearly democratized design. In the 5 years of their existence, the company today boasts over 5,000 satisfied customers.
They were able to give me designs that were very well blended in with my existing look.
They were able to translate our ideas into designs.
Overall, the house looks really beautiful.
Literally, DesignCafe I can suggest to everyone here.
Overall, our experience has been great.
Today, DesignCafe has spread its wings beyond Bangalore, with stores in Mumbai and other major cities. And the company is not stopping there. It has ambitious plans ahead.
And with the lights, the kind of lights that you wanted. I remember you telling me you want to keep those small, like CNC cutting or something.
So whatever the designs that we discussed with my designer, everything has been incorporated, and I see those results coming into picture. It's almost the replica of what exactly it's going to deliver. And after looking at the 3D, we are quite excited to start moving into my house. I'm eagerly waiting for that.
Wanted an update on Raghavendra and Shweta.
Edge banding is done. Now we are in boring position.
Approval that needs to be done, please let me know so that I can get it processed.
Yeah, sure.
The DesignCafe experience centers are the busiest on weekends. Couples and families looking to do up their home come to meet the designers and take a walkabout. touching and feeling the numerous design possibilities and evaluating what would suit their home and their budget the best. The 50 trained designers at each center take their time to understand the needs of the clients before they begin designing the house.
So Naushad, I think the grey color is
Jessica has been working on designing a 3-bedroom flat for her client Raghavendra, a process that will be completed in just 4 days before sending it to the 3D department.
The designer did ask us a lot of questions, like what our likes, dislikes, the color combinations which we do like, and the things what we wanted.
As of now, I'm working on a 2 BHK house for a client, so they like greys a lot. So what I have kind of done is, I have used a pop of color in the living room, so I've used a blue color sofa. So that kind of breaks the monotony of the entire living area. There, and with the lights.
Raghavendra and Shweta have come for their third meeting, and this time the DesignCafe team is using their 3D software to give the couple a tour how each room of their house will look once it's ready.
So are you okay with the puja unit or?
I need something else like traditional, like CNC cutting or something.
So whatever the designs that we discussed with my designer, everything has been incorporated, and I see those results coming into picture. It's almost the replica of what exactly it's going to deliver. And after looking at the 3D, we are quite excited to start moving into my house. I'm eagerly waiting for that.
The DC factory on the outskirts of Bangalore boasts of state-of-the-art German and Korean machines. Here, each piece of modular furniture is made to the personalized size and taste of the client. The factory was set up when DesignCafe was in the midst of a crisis.
When we started out, we essentially contracted other factories to work on our behalf. And then we realized over time that having this whole piece outsourced means you're over-dependent on these factories. And we knew that, okay, look at 2 years from now when we start becoming really big, but all our execution is dependent on these 8-9 guys. They can hold us for ransom. It happened also. And we said, listen, we don't want to be in that situation ever again. And that's how we said, let's go and get the best factory that's possible, and then let's build each home the way we want to build it.
Raghavendra and Shweta have finally locked their design. The plans for the kitchen cabinets, bedroom cupboards, the living room bars, bookcases and beds are mailed to the DesignCafe factory for production.
For Raghavendra and Shweta, we have done a lot of interesting designs for their flat. We also have done a lot of customization inside the wardrobes, which gives them the functionality they would exactly need, without wasting space for them.
Back at the corporate office, Unnati is the happiness manager who is pushing Rajkumar, a project manager, to speed up the work in the client's flat. It's just 3 weeks to deliver, and there is still a lot to be done.
So, edge bonding is done. Now we are in boring position.
Approval that needs to be done, please let me know so that I can get it processed.
Yeah, sure.
The whole idea of having a happiness manager is to we ensure that the customer's journey is tracked. We always ensure that they do not have to follow up with multiple people in the company, right? And based on which we kind of ensure that the customer's journey is seamless throughout.
All that person's role throughout the project is essentially to manage your level of happiness and understand, if you're working with your designer or your project team, whoever it is, how happy you are at every stage, and ensure that you stay happy throughout the entire process and afterwards. So we give every home a 10-year warranty. You can talk to your happiness manager for 10 years afterwards.
Meanwhile, Ali from the quality control team is looking at Raghavendra's cabinets and going over it with a fine-tooth comb. Ali has found that a kitchen panel has chipped, and this means it will need to be replaced.
ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತಾಗಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಯಿತು, ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಅಥವಾ ಚಿಪ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಏನಾರು ಆಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ನೋಡಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಯಾರು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂತ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಕಂಪನಿಯಿಂದ. ಮೇಕ್ ಶೋರ್ ದಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು 100% ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ವೈಸ್ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
From the design team, the sales team, the happiness manager, the project manager, the factory workers, the quality control team, all have worked on Raghavendra's flat. That's a total of 15 people, and a number of others who work at the back end towards making your dream home a reality. 2 weeks to delivery, and the DesignCafe team is working in full swing to get Raghavendra's flat ready. The happiness manager pushing all buttons. Will Raghavendra get his flat on time?
Step back little.
Okay, I'm at the kitchen area.
We have created the technology where everybody sees their home on this VR platform, where they can actually feel like they walk in to each and every space, where as they look at it, they can change finishes, which means that the decision-making process for the customer who's not a designer has been made simple.
DesignCafe has changed the way home and interior design was seen in the country with their budget-friendly designer homes. In just 4 years, the company has grown manifold. It is spreading out its branches across India with experience centers in Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, and more opening in Chennai and Delhi NCR with over 800 employees.
Westbridge, Private Equity is one of the largest investors in India. And they've taken many companies from our stage all the way to IPO. We met Sandeep and Rishit from the team, and what really resonated was Sandeep and Rishit both had the same vision that we had, that let's make this really, really big. And I think that is when we kind of ended up raising 200 crores from them in December. And that's now enabling us to, once we did that, we kind of opened Bombay, Hyderabad's now open, we're opening Pune next month, Delhi a few months after, Chennai.
So we have established ourselves very clearly as a firm that is very passionate about design. So number one, we have a lot of designers who apply to us automatically. Secondly, because we have built the platform wherein they have access to all of the research that we do, they automatically are able to deliver at the level that we expect.
Each of these designers has a degree in architecture or design. Each designer learns how to use the custom-built DC software, which not only helps them to design, but it efficiently adds up the cost of the material used. New designers are also trained in how space-saving devices can be used to help clients optimize the spaces in their house.
We completely, truly believe that the reason we are here today is because we have the best team that is actually working together to do this, right? There are hundreds of projects going on at every point in time. And I'm not looking at those projects, right? Because I'm confident that we have built a great team that does this, right?
DC has certainly been making the news, but the founders know that they cannot rest on their laurels.
It's quite a compact space usually. So let's look at...
Swati heads the research and development department for the company. She and her team are always looking for new material and new ways of creating space for the customers.
We have a support team in terms of the catalog and 3D team. All of us together are focused at always bringing innovative new solutions to the customers. Designers have the flexibility to work around it. So how about we don't show a lot of color outside but keep it as a surprise. We use the experience centers as a template. So each time we are launching a space, we know that that is out there for us to show to the customers. And there's a lot of research that goes at the back end to understand, if I make this unit, what is the purpose, what is the function, and in what kind of spaces can I use it? Essentially, I look at the R&D team as like the fuel in the rocket. We are like the igniters, right?
DesignCafe is constantly innovating. They are now introducing interactive virtual reality.
Okay. Right now I'm in the kitchen. Okay. Okay. I'm at the kitchen area.
Now their clients can experience walking around each of their rooms and see the design before the flat is actually ready.
We have created the technology where everybody sees their home on this VR platform, where they can actually feel like they walk in to each and every space, where as they look at it, they can change finishes, which means that the decision-making process for the customer who's not a designer has been made simple.
Just show me a brighter yellow, please. I like this.
Meanwhile, in Bengaluru, Raghavendra's flat is nearly ready. The cabinet has been fixed and assembled. The DesignCafe team is busy making last-minute finishing changes, ensuring that everything that has been promised is ready and in place. Raghavendra and his wife are surely in for a sweet surprise.
Congratulations, welcome to your new home. So this thing is for you.
Thank you.
And I want you to cut the cake.
Sure.
So did you guys like your home? You all saw it?
It's beautiful, thank you.
Yeah, like kind of when we're designing the project, we get so invested into creating their dream home, like from customizing the curtains, artifacts, wallpapers, every element that is going to go in. So at the end, it kind of feels like we've done our home, and it is an emotional moment for a designer to kind of look at the house that is completed and then the happiness that the client gets.
So we had a lot of aspirations, dreams, colors, everything, so which we discussed with the DesignCafe. And thanks to them, I see that our dream has been delivered, and it's a wow experience for us to enter our house.
The market for DesignCafe is huge, with more flats coming up all across the metros and Tier 2 cities. Their future plans aim to give more people their dream homes.
If you look at the number of homes that are there in India, and the spend on interiors is $20 billion annually. That's today. That's going to be $30-40 billion in 10 years. If you want to do your entire house, it's just $20,000 a month for 36 months. And we believe that this way we can truly democratize design, because you're actually allowing people who can't afford to pay that much of money in one shot, but can definitely pay 5,000 rupees a month for the next 3 years. But to get that change today instead of waiting for it for 3 years. I think our EMIs are at like 8 or 9%. Even car loans aren't that cheap. And I think this is going to change the way India lives, hopefully.
Hi Geeta, hi Shazan.
Hey.
So tell me, if you weren't doing this, then what would you guys be doing?
I would probably try and make a career in stand-up comedy. I would fail at that and then probably become a banker or a snake oil salesman.
If I had a lot of money and I didn't have to worry about actually making a living, I would just read for a living. My favorite thing to do. So maybe run a small library and therefore get to read each day. But otherwise I have a great passion for teaching. So if I wasn't doing this, it would be something around reading, writing or teaching.
So how is it like to run a startup with the person who you are married to?
You know, funny, to be honest, our partnership is longer than our marriage. So our work-life balance, you know, the word that's really hot today, that has never truly existed as two separate things for us. Our work-life balance is where we have mixed up everything, and well, that works for us. So
it's intense.
Well, it can be for sure, yes.